everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, then hi, my name is Caitlin, welcome, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a get ready with me and talking about my pretty adventurous month last month. I did go to Iceland, which is, I mean, you'll hear all my thoughts about Iceland in the video, but it was absolutely incredible. I'll touch on Legally Blonde if I have time, but a lot of you guys have been asking me to do a get ready with me talking about Iceland and Legally Blonde, so here we are. I'm going to do a pretty fun look using this palette. This is the Wilderness palette. It got rolled into my No Pan Left Behind project last video that I did, so we're going to be playing around with that, and yeah, just playing around. I've got my red blazer on, so we're going to do a big red wing, I'm thinking. That's the thought process. But just before we jump into it, if you have not already, please like and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. And yeah, let's just jump into it. So I'm just gonna prime quickly using my P. Louise primer. So yeah, me and Dan, my boyfriend, flew out to Iceland on the 15th of May. And we spent a week there, and we spent the week hitchhiking, backpacking, camping, all the things that as like a girl you're told not to do. But I mean, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm safe, I'm fine. It was just the most incredible adventure. And I'm gonna share some pictures with you guys because they're just beautiful. Every single time I looked out a car window or I just looked at the surroundings, it was just beautiful. It is by far the most picturesque place that I think I've ever been. Okay, the Wilderness palette doesn't have a black in it, so I'm just using a black from my Pan That palette. But before we got into Iceland, I'd never even camped before, let alone hitchhiked or backpacked or anything like that. So, you know, I was starting small. No, I was not. I was not. I was pretty scared. Because, you know, as a woman, you're told all these things, you know exactly what I'm talking about, like stranger danger, people are out to kill you, people will take advantage the first chance that they get, don't trust anyone. I'm sure if you're a woman, you have heard these things 10 million times in your life. So yeah, it was a little scary. It was. But I was in good hands. I was in good hands. Dan had been backpacking throughout Asia, throughout Europe, hitchhiking, all that kind of stuff. So I trusted him. I put my trust in him. And here I am, still alive. So, I mean, we didn't do that bad, clearly. Obviously, I did not tell my mother until we got back from Iceland what we were really doing. She knew we were going around the ring road, but she thought we were going on like buses and public transport. Yeah, my mum would have spent the whole week having kittens. She would have been inconsolable the whole week. She's a very protective mum. She kept a little porcupine there from my mum. To be honest, when she found out, I thought she'd be a lot worse. I thought she'd be like scolding me, but she found it quite funny. She thanked me for not letting her know before we went, which I'm not crazy. I would never do that. Okay, so now I'm switching over to the Wilderness and I'm taking this darker red, which is the shade Raw. So we landed at Keflavik Airport and I'm not gonna lie, my first impressions were underwhelming. I was a little bit, I don't know, I was expecting to be wowed, but it just looked like England. And I got to admit, I was a little bit underwhelmed. I was a little bit like, oh no, is this just what it's going to be like? It just looked like barren wasteland. That's all I can describe it as. If you've ever been to Keflavik Airport, you will probably know exactly what I mean. But it just looked like the moon, basically. There was rocks and dirt everywhere. That's kind of it. So we managed to walk for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then that was the time to do our first hitchhike, which I thought it would take longer. I thought I had more time to like psych myself up about it. No, I had about 15 or 20 minutes, and then yeah, it was go time, and I was terrified. I was so scared, and it was something almost like out of like a kid's book, because we got picked up. It was like this Romanian man, and he had like this scar like all the way down his face, and I was like, I'm gonna get killed. This is the first hitchhike ride that I go on. I'm gonna die. But no, it was really lovely. It was nice. He got us to where we wanted to go. And that was the first lesson that I learned. Don't jump to conclusions. Because to be honest, I had this thing in my head, like, bad guys look like this, good guys look like this. You know, you do. It's like Disney, you know? He looked like a Disney villain, but he was lovely. So yeah, in the first day that we got there, we made such amazing progress. We made it all the way up to the geysers, which I'll put a picture somewhere here. They just, I'll put the video in actually that I took. Whoa! So that video was of the geyser literally exploding. They had like pools of water in the earth that boiled and then just exploded and erupted, and it was the most magical thing. Well, I thought it was the most magical thing, but Iceland had about 50 other magical things, so it's hard to weigh up. But as a first like sight in Iceland, that was crazy. And we stayed there for quite a while. We ate our lunch on a little bench, watching it explode every like 15 minutes maybe. It was just insane. So then we hitchhiked a little further up the road to Gullfoss. Now this is probably one of the most amazing waterfalls I have ever seen in my life. So I already know that from these pictures that you're seeing right now, it does not do it justice. It was huge. It was huge. And bear in mind, this is again the first day that we're there. So we've seen all of this in one day, and it was just mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. We stayed there for quite a while, got so many pictures. Like, if you're into your nature and you haven't been to Iceland, what are you doing? Go. You will not regret it. So I'm going to show you a picture of probably my favourite waterfall that we saw. This was a little waterfall inside a cave. You could go into the cave and there was just, boom, a waterfall there. It was incredible. It was like majestic almost. I don't think I even told you I'd switched to the shade Poppy. So I'm blending these two out. I was too busy nattering. But there's a show that me and Dan are watching. It's called, I just dropped my brush. It's not called that. One sec. No, it's called Vikings. You've probably heard of it. And there's a part where one of the characters first discovers Iceland. And he's a little bit of a quirky character. He's a bit, you know, not all there. And he starts like crying at a waterfall saying like, the gods are here, the gods are here. And I, like when I was watching that, I hadn't been to Iceland yet. I just assumed that it was the character being a little bit out of his mind and a little crazy. But honestly, if you like believed in their gods and their mythology at the time, you would think that the gods were there, because the smoke and the steam from the waterfalls looks like people like dancing. They look like people. It's the most craziest thing I have ever experienced. I'm going to blend that out with a bit of snow here. So obviously, if you've heard about Iceland, you've probably heard about the Blue Lagoon. It's like a natural heated pool, basically. So I'm going to put heat on the lid, by the way. So we were going to go to that. That was one of the places that we'd kind of starred on our map to go. But we found, like further north, there was a place pretty much identical to the Blue Lagoon, but half the price. So I mean, come on. It was a natural heated pool. It was next to the lake Mivatan. And so we went there, and honestly, it was just what we needed. After you've been like camping and hitchhiking and carrying a big backpack everywhere, that is what you need. You need a bit of that. We stayed there for legit like 3 hours, just in the pool. It was so hot. I'll put some pictures on again. It was just beautiful. I don't know what next door are doing, by the way. They've been at this all morning since like 7 a.m. So yeah, I've not missed them. I've not missed the neighbours. I gotta say, this red shimmer is very underwhelming. Like, this is about 4 layers. Not the best. Right, I gotta take this jacket off. I'm sweating. These pits they need airing out. Sorry guys, sorry guys. I would open a window, but like, neighbours decide to just like have the kids screaming and, you know, doing whatever, so back to reality. I think I'm gonna leave the eyes there for now. I'll finish them all off. They're obviously not perfect, but yeah, here we go. This primer, this is the Figs and Rouge primer. It's the Satin Soft Blurring Primer. I'm trying to finish it, but oh my god, I hate it. Like, I hate this primer, but it's okay because this primer also hates me. So I think we have like a mutual agreement. It just peels up my foundation. I have to make sure that every single atom of this is blended into my skin before I put anything over it, because otherwise I've got a hole in my skin. I know a lot of you guys have said that you found the same with this primer. Oh, I want this primer to be done so badly. I do also have 100 products in 2022 update going live later this month. I do them updates every 3 months or so. So yeah, definitely subscribe because you don't want to miss that. Okay, now my face is matching my eyes because of how red it is. See, it's peeling already. Ah. I really hate this primer. Woo. Okay, my skin is actually quite good today. I know that like some people would be like, is it? Are you sure? But for me, this is quite good. So I'm going to use my Flower Beauty Light Illusion. This is quite a light coverage foundation. So I save it for when my skin isn't too bad. And then I'm going to go in with a sponge, because if I use a brush with any foundation over this primer, it will peel. So we're not doing that. I'm not making that mistake yet again. Do you guys ever like neighbours, please? I'm really dark. You know how I was just talking about beautiful landscapes and like paradise? This is what I come back to. No, do you guys ever use like a technique that you know doesn't work, but you just like want it to work so bad, so you just keep doing it and keep trying, and then you're like, oh, it doesn't work? Because that's me with foundation brushes. I've found like one foundation that works with a brush, and that's it. But I keep trying, and I keep getting disappointed when it doesn't work. Ignore my pits, by the way. I know. I know. Try living in the Icelandic wilderness and keeping shaved and stuff. It doesn't work. Okay, I have the perfect cream blush for this look. Red. You don't need much of this, but it is in my Project 10 Uses. Is it 10 Uses? No, it's in my Fantasy Project pan, but it is still for 10 Uses. And I think it will go nice with this look. So I'm going to pack it on. It will get a little bit sheerer with powder on top, but this blush, it's To be honest, I really can't remember what I thought about it, and that's why I put it in my fantasy project. This was for the prom. I think this was Vampire, and it was like a red packaging product. I mean, it's a little dramatic, but it's cute. I mean, that was just 2 dots, so you really don't need much of this at all. I remember, was it Angelica Nyqvist? I think she tried this on camera like a year ago, and she put like 5 dots on each cheek, and she was like, okay, we're flushed. We are very flushed. So, where's my concealer? There it is. This is the grwm concealer. This is a little bit light. I say a little bit, like you can see it's very light for me. But I still have it in my 10 uses. I'm still going to use it because I bought it. So use what you buy. Anyway, I was talking about Iceland, wasn't I? About 3 millennia ago when I got distracted. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. The baths. Heaven. Absolute heaven. Can you stop sawing or like mowing or whatever you're doing? I hope you can't hear that on camera. Oh, and now they stop. Okay, brilliant. Thanks. I would have stayed in them baths for the rest of my life, I think. Honestly, I would have. And I would have had no regrets. I would have been happy as Larry. But eventually we had to drag ourselves out, get back on the road. But oh my god, if you ever get the chance to go to them baths, go. Like I said, it was like the Blue Lagoon, but half the price. So it's a no-brainer really. And the view was just better than the Blue Lagoon, because we'd researched the Blue Lagoon and like the view was just of some rocks basically. But the view from this one, you could see the Mavatin Lake, you could see like nature, you could see for miles around. It was just, I would say it's better. But because it's so out the way, it just doesn't have the same publicity, which I think is quite sad. But, I mean, here you go, now you guys can thank me. Okay, I just did my brows and my powder off camera. I just want to show you this. Look what that primer's done to my nose. Can you see? Let me turn the brightness down. You're going to see up close and personal now. Can you see? Like the dry bits on my nose? What is that? It's on my forehead too. Can you see? Hopefully you can. I hate this primer. If you guys know, I'm going to zoom out because I'm a little bit uncomfortable. If you guys know a good way to use up a primer that isn't as a primer, let me know, because of this. Anyway, for bronzer, I'm using my Belgian Waffles palette. I haven't reached for this too much. This is in a project 10 uses, I think. Is that another plane? Wow. Once you've been away with like 0 noise for a week, like Dan was just saying, I think yesterday, you really pick up on sound. No, what was I saying about this palette? I still don't get the hype for this. Oh my god, my nose looks awful. Wow, okay. This palette, this Belgian Waffles palette, was hyped by like everyone. It's fine. It's not like, oh my god, I have to buy this now. It's incredible. It's not. Hopefully I can cover up these peeled bits. So I've said in a few videos, I always like to put like a glowy bronzer on over the top of my matte bronzers. Look at this guy. This guy makes me very happy. Look at that. I want to get this finished this year. This is in my 100 products in 2022. So wish me luck with this. I think I can get this done. It's so thin. I'm very proud of myself. Alright, so for powder blush, I was a little bit naughty. I found this in TK Maxx. I mean, come on. What was I supposed to do? Leave it? No. I've wanted this for so long. This, I remember doing a video in December, putting this on my Christmas wish list. I didn't get it for Christmas because it's so expensive. But here it was in TK Maxx for like $12.99. So I'm like, hello, I've wanted this for so long. And now it's at TK Maxx. So I like mixing the two shades together and then popping it on my cheeks. Just makes a beautiful, peachy, glowy blush. And it's stunning. See, it's with things like this that, like, when you pay full price, you really take a bit of a risk because it's in TK Maxx. I would not expect this to be in TK Maxx because this is still like a cult, classic, favourite product. So to see it in TK Maxx is just a little bit strange. I think just because I'm a little bit extra, I'm just going to dip very lightly into the pink shade and then just dust it over the top to match with the eyes. Okay, my nose still doesn't look perfect, but I hate that primer. And now for highlight, of course, we're going in with my Pan That palette, my Aurora Glow Kit. I'm not going to show you what this looks like inside because you're going to have to watch my Pan That palette updates if you want to see. I will just say though, I'm really proud of my progress in this. I don't think I'm going to finish off all of the highlighters because it's a big goal. But I think I'm going to finish off maybe like 2 or 3. Maybe 3 is the goal. Half of the palette. That would be nice. No, this is the first shade, the shade Eclipse. See, I knew that, and then I second guessed myself. When we were in Iceland, we went to see the biggest waterfall in Iceland, and it was a little underwhelming. Because we'd seen so many beautiful, incredible waterfalls by that point, it was like, I prefer the other ones. The others just had a bit more personality. I know it's weird to say about a waterfall, but it did. It just had a little bit, like the others just had more about it. The waterfall Sulfos, that's gorgeous. I'll put a picture on screen now. It's like curved almost. It's down like a massive canyon, and then at the end of the canyon it's like curved, and that's where the waterfall comes down. That was beautiful. That was like round the corner from, what was his name? I don't know, the biggest waterfall. There's so many waterfall names, come on. Don't expect me to have all of them in my memory, because I'm bad with names anyway. So I'm just joining like my black shadow up, and we're just kind of going to be joining the pinky tones. See, that's another pet peeve, okay? I know obviously by logic, if you mix a red with a white, it will become pink, but like, I just wanted like a red look today. It's turned very pink. Okay, and now for the bit that will either make or break this look, I want to put Breeze, which is this like bright teal shimmer. I had this like look in my head to do, but I just hope that it actually works. Yeah, I think this looks pretty cool. Oh my god, puffins! I didn't even tell you about the puffins. We saw puffins. It was apparently the largest puffin migration in the world, and we gone saw them. Incredible. They were beautiful. They were so cute, and we were like this far away from them. Wow. I'm sure there's so much that I'm forgetting, but honestly, there's just so much to say. It's such an incredible country. So I'm gonna do my liner, lashes, and my lips. I'll come back, I'll tell you what I've used, and then I will wrap this video up because I feel like I've just been talking so much, and I just want to talk more because I want to share with you everything that we did, but I can't share everything because there's just so much. So yeah, I will finish myself off. That sounded wrong. But I'll just be back in a minute, okay? Okay, so this is the final look. It ended up very like pinky purple, which, I mean, I wasn't going for. I don't really like pinky purples. I was going for red. But, I mean, I guess the makeup gods said no, and we must do what they say all the time. Otherwise, I don't know, we get bad makeup days. So here we are. This is the look. I actually really like it, even though it definitely isn't what I envisioned. I envisioned like red, you know? But hey ho. I used Morphe Butterflies on my lips. As you can see, it's just like a pinkier toned nude. I am trying to finish this as well. Look how little we have left. Just that. So hopefully we can get this done soon. I am focusing more on another lipstick, which I am like this close to finishing off. So hopefully you'll be able to see that in my upcoming 100 products in 2022. Again, don't miss that. This as well, this, can you hear how little I have of this? This has got to the point where it's like a little splotchy because there's just nothing left, which I'm really excited about. I love finishing products. I also used this. This isn't in any project, I just wanted to use it. This is the L'Oreal Glitter Fever eyeliner. I tapped this on my lids because that red just really wasn't doing anything for me. It was there's always like a dud shade in a palette, and I really think that Heat is the dud shade. It's just not good. Didn't like it. Anyway, so that is the end of this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe. I really wanted to say so much more about Iceland and our adventures, but I just can't fit it into one video. It's just incredible. They're at it again. The neighbours are at it again. Wow. Rage. Anyway, I'm going to cut this short because the kids are going to start screaming and they have decided to do, I don't know, sawing? Who knows? I hope you all have an absolutely incredible day, and I will see you in the next video.